Welcome to The Explainer. What if I told you that the voice you're hearing right now wasn't human? Generative AI is here, and it's completely changing the game. Today, we're jumping right into this new world, and we're going to tackle some of the biggest, most mind-bending questions it's throwing at us. Questions about what's real, what's creative, and who or even what gets to be called an author. All right, here's how we're going to break it down. First up, we'll look at the seriously cool creative stuff AI can do now. Then, we'll get into our first big challenge, telling a real voice from an AI one. From there, we'll tackle the even bigger puzzle of who actually owns AI art. And to wrap it all up, we'll look at what this all means for the future.
Let's kick things off with the big promise here. Generative AI isn't just another piece of software. It's really starting to feel like a creative co-pilot.
You've probably heard of it, right? Tools like ChatGPT are making super complex tasks, like writing a script, something anyone can do. It's almost like having a pro writer sitting next to you.
And the process is actually pretty simple. You start with a solid idea, right? You give the AI some clear instructions, a good prompt. Then, and this is key, you step in. You take what the AI gives you and you polish it, you tweak it, you make it yours. The whole thing just makes creating content way faster and way more efficient.
Okay, but this whole AI creative thing goes way beyond just text. This is where it gets really wild. Tools like Runway are now giving creators the power to direct AI-generated video with cinematic-level control. It's incredible.
Now, check this out, because this is what's so cool. You can actually direct the AI using real technical filmmaking terms. You can tell it you want high-key lighting for that bright, upbeat, kind of dreamy look, or you can go the other way and ask for low-key lighting to get something super dramatic and mysterious, like a classic film noir. That kind of artistic control is, wow, it's a total game changer.
Okay, so AI is obviously a creative powerhouse. But that power brings up our first huge challenge. If AI can mimic us perfectly, how do we ever know what's real anymore?
This leads to a really interesting question. Can you actually hear the difference between a human and an AI? Well, a recent study looked into this exact thing. They had both real people and some advanced AI systems read the same part of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, and then they analyzed the recordings.
And what they found was pretty clear. You can see right here in the data. The numbers just don't lie. On average, human voices and AI voices have really different statistical properties. Let's zoom in on one of these metrics, because it tells a big part of the story.
And this chart really just nails the point. Take a look at spectral roll-off. Don't worry about the term just yet. We'll get to it. But you can see a huge difference. The frequency for the human voice was way higher than the AI's. It's one of the key clues.
So what is spectral roll-off? Well, you can think of it as a measure of the brightness of a sound. A higher number means the voice is using a much broader range of frequencies. Basically, human voices are just more complex, more dynamic. Today's AI, it tends to hang out in the lower frequencies, which can make it sound a little, flatter.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Using just this kind of spectral analysis, scientists can tell the difference between AI and human voices with about 65 to 75% accuracy. For now, anyway. The point is, AI is getting scary good, but there are still these little digital ghosts in the machine. Okay, let's switch gears to our next puzzle. And honestly, this one's even trickier. Let's say you've prompted the perfect image. It's a masterpiece. But then comes the big question. Is it actually yours? This piece of art right here is at the dead center of this whole debate. It's called A Recent Entrance to Paradise, and it was generated by an AI. When the AI's creator tried to get it copyrighted, he was flat out denied. And that denial kicked off a huge legal fight.
So why the denial? Well, it all comes down to this core legal idea, the human authorship requirement. For a long time, the U.S. Copyright Office has held this line that to get a copyright, the work has to be created by a human. Simple as that.
So this went to court, right? The case was Thaler versus Perlmutter. Thaler's argument was basically, hey, the AI is just a tool I directed. But the court, they didn't see it that way. They doubled down, saying that human authorship is, and I'm quoting here, a bedrock requirement of copyright. Without a human author, there's just nothing to register. And we saw this exact same thinking applied to the comic book Zarya of the Dawn.
The artist used Midjourney for the images, but the Copyright Office decided that since Midjourney generates images in a really unpredictable way, the artist didn't have enough control. Her prompts were more like suggestions, not direct commands, so she got copyright for the text and the layout, but not for the images themselves.
So, where are we now? We're basically in uncharted territory. We're on this new AI frontier, and the map is still being drawn as we go.
Okay, so let's pull all this together. What have we learned? 1. AI is a flat-out creative revolution. 2. We can still spot the difference between real and AI-generated content, for now. 3. The whole idea of ownership is a paradox. U.S. law says you need a human author, which leaves purely AI art in a kind of legal limbo. And 4. The big legal battles are really just getting started.
And that leaves us with this huge, final question. As these AI tools get more and more creative, who, or what, are we going to call an author? The line between a tool and a true creator is getting blurrier by the day, and we're all navigating this new frontier together.